1 high fly ball, deep right field, backing up, Eaton, and that one is out of here.
No side.
He crushed it. And the Red Sox have taken the lead.
Bitch, put some respect on my name. Hey, when you speak on me, you speak on the game.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today, I have a special guest for you, okay? He's not only an old friend, but he is a production manager for bands in Montreal and lead singer of a band called Messora. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Charest.
Hello.
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 Hey, brother. It's been, how many years?
If we're thinking since high school, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life changed a lot for everyone, you know, especially you. So why the career, bro? Why the career path? Why did you take that choice?
Just following what I love, like just following things I like. The production manager thing was really an accident. It was just from being around music people, and you know, I was working at a coffee shop for a long time where there was this fella called Dave Boucher.
Okay.
He would go a lot, and he owns this company called Extensive Enterprise, which is a promoter for mostly like metal and punk type of events in the city. And we just got along super well, and we're just chatting, just like making friends, you know. And then like years go by, and at some point, like when things were coming back after COVID, he was like, "Hey Zach, we kind of like need people to work with us or whatever." And I just kind of like got swooped into it, you know. And then I was working for him and like other companies too, and it just kind of took me by surprise. But it's great. It's very cool. It's better than working in a coffee shop for myself
for sure.
at least.
You don't like being a barista, dude?
I mean, I liked it for a long time. I know it was because I mean before
just ripping
that,
lattes. That's sick.
ripping lattes can be fun. I had to cook too. I'm not much of I'm more of like a one-track mind kind of person where like if I was ripping lattes, that'd be cool. If I was slinging Sammys, that'd be cool. But doing it all kind of at the same time and trying to be in a good, I'm the worst customer service person ever.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
so.
I'm like, go fuck yourself to every person who comes in. No, seriously. So I worked there for a long time with, like, I really got along with my bosses there too.
Yeah.
They were really cool guys, but no, it's not for me. Production manager is much more suitable.
Yeah,
for now at least.
That's your vibe. That's your
my vibe. Yeah,
Dude,
it's cool.
Your style is sick too, man. I love
you
it.
very
I would
much.
love to pull it off, bro, but I'm way too big for that shit, man. I'll be ripping it out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It would be great.
Fucking bursting at the seams. That's the best way to rock this kind of look,
Yeah,
man.
mosh pit ready. You know
You don't
what I
have to get extra medium everything. You just fucking.
mean? Fucking 2XL, bro.
That's it.
Fuck, man. Why did you? Okay, so just a little backstory for the people that are listening. So me and Zach know each other since we're like fucking kids, okay?
12, 15.
Oh yeah. And Zach used to be this huge hip hop fan, okay?
Yeah, true.
I used to like rock. I used to like metal.
True.
Okay? And then
Yeah, I was like the first. I mean, not necessarily the
Yeah.
first, but I was definitely into it before it became like the big mainstream thing.
you were a
Kind of.
huge hip hop guy.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And then he just made this fucking transition, and look at him now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's insane.
I'll still throw down to a bit of Danny Brown, you know.
Ooh, I like
I'm
that.
big into Atrocity Exhibition as a record because it hits kind of all the points that I like as a metalhead.
Yeah.
I'll throw down to some other stuff, you know, but in general, yeah, it's mostly.
Why'd you switch?
I don't know.
Why not? Right?
Well, I just discovered it, I think. Why did I switch? I think, like many people, I was listening to Linkin Park at the time when I was a teenager, mostly because it had the rap part of it with a little bit of rock. But then I noticed the rock parts of it started speaking to me more.
It's the whitest
And
music
then-
on earth.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then, this is so dumb, but like, remember we used to play Call of Duty
Yeah.
and Black Ops
Yeah.
in the Zombies mode. There's that song you can unlock, 115, which is like
yeah.
a banging death metal song. And I'd never heard anything like that, you know? Like the metal I was listening to was whatever might have been mainstream at the time. But that I was like, oh, this is like different. I'm into it. And I had a buddy, you know, Caleb, who was
of
playing
course.
guitar. He was like, well, there's all this other metal music that exists. And I got into it because of that. And then I got into playing guitar. And like,
It's
just,
good, man.
just the whole world of it kind of opened up and spoke to me more than hip hop ended up becoming for me at the time. And that's
What got you started in the music industry? Like, how did you begin? Like,
music industry. I mean, I don't know. Depends on what if you're talking my job, you know,
Scene.
it's what I just told you.
Yeah.
But scene, it was just after I get kicked out of Seja, like I told you, and I was just playing music, writing songs, and I really wanted to do vocals in a band. I was playing guitar mostly, but I really wanted to sing. And
What happened there?
Do death metal vocal. What happened there?
At
the
Seja.
Seja thing?
Yeah.
We're talking about that now?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
I kind of hate
your
this
origin
story.
story,
I kind of hate
bro.
this story, but it's kind of hilarious. There was a period. What year would this have been? When did we graduate high school? I guess 2015.
Yeah.
Because it was the.
We just told everybody our age,
fall
but sure, perfect.
Afterwards, that. Yeah.
Who cares?
And there were a bunch of bomb threats that were being sent to this stage up that I was going to over the course of a month. And like they were like canceling school almost every day. I was fucking stoked because I was being a bum. I wasn't going to class. I didn't like it at all. I was in like science and I was like, fuck this, dude. I was just like listening to music on my headphones. Well, whatever. And then at some point, you know, school's canceled again. I'm like, great, cool. I go home with my buddy. We go like hang out, smoke weed, whatever. My dad goes and picks me up there. As we get home into our driveway, there's this random car. And my dad's all of a sudden on red alert. He's like, what the fuck? And then we pull in. My dad's like, what the fuck is this? They come towards us. They're like, oh, hello. Hi, are you Zach Charest? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, great. You're under arrest for terrorism. And I was like, what? Yeah, for some reason, because at some point they had a footage of me looking like stoked when they announced like on the intercom that school was canceled because the bomb threat went through. Because I was stoked because I didn't want to be at school. Somehow they turned that into like, oh, it's him. Let's go. Let's do it. And they threw me in jail for like 3 days, and I was in and out of court for like 3 months.
They thought you were a lone wolf, bro.
No, they thought there were 4 of us. Yeah, but
Are you Al Qaeda?
I have been known to owl a little bit of Qaeda, but that's not what I was accused of that time.
So what happened after that? You were tired of Gatineau, so you left, or like?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that kind of shook me up quite a bit. Like I was 17,
Yeah,
bro, and I'd
say.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
And then after that, when I started playing in bands, like I was saying, I needed something to do. You know, I wasn't in school anymore. I didn't want to go back to school. I wasn't sure. I was kind of working at like a dep in Chelsea, you know, but whatever. I'm playing in bands, meeting people, whatever, and I just I wanted to study music, and there were no CEGEPs around here offering a program for music, so I went to do that in Montreal, Vanier, and I didn't even last there that long because I can't fucking do school at all. So I think for all these reasons and more, probably the CEGEP thing is not for me.
Yeah.
But and I just stayed there because it's lovely, it's great. It suits the way that I like to live my life much better than,
yes, it does.
Unfortunately, a place like here
Absolutely,
could.
of course, dude. The culture, the culture in Montreal, like you have the scene right there, man. You're a part of the scene. How does that feel?
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's great. Sometimes, once in a while, like if for nothing else, right? If I gave up on music tomorrow, you know, sometimes people will see me at shows or whatever. And they're like, "You're that guy from Messora." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yo, man, your album's fucking sick. I listen to it all the time. Like, I really, really enjoy it." And then I'm like, "Oh." I had an effect on like this one person, no matter how many it is total. Like
that's fucking
the fact
cool,
that I've had that kind of thing, I'm like, oh great, you know what, worth it, cool. So yeah, it's neat.
Where'd you get your inspiration from? Like for your music video where you're like all in white paint?
Oh yeah, well I do the face paint. I used to do that face paint every time we played for like before and during the album cycle of my first album, The Door.
Okay.
Just cause I thought it was cool. Like I don't want to deride too many local musicians here, but I was, you know, playing in bands here, not that band, like other bands too, going to shows a lot, and I would just see a lot of local shows where, like, you know, dudes would just show up in their t-shirts and cargo shorts and just kind of play.
Yeah.
You know, what the fuck is up, Ottawa? Play a half hour of blast beats and their, you know,
Get
shitty
blackout
clothes.
drunk and that's it.
Get blackout, exactly,
Yeah.
and then, like, that's it. And I was like, well, that's cool, but I'd like to... It was a little overly ambitious, maybe a little ostentatious on my side to be like, no, I'm gonna like be a fucking rock star, you know? But like, it's not really what I want. I just want to give a different kind of experience, you know? I'd seen so many different bands do the same thing, whereas if like all my backing musicians are dressed the same, we had like lights set up in a certain way, like coming up from the floor rather than just using the house lights, doing that kind of outfit, like. It was a little much, maybe, but at least it was something. You know, I wanted it to be something.
But you stand out.
Exactly.
That's
I
the
do
point,
fucking
right?
stand out. It was funny too, cause like, you know, you saw it. It looks a bit. It can appear goofy, especially in a death metal context. People were expecting me to do like really. People were thinking I was gonna come out with like My Chemical Romance or whatever we were playing. But like this super gnarly death metal. There were always dudes after the show who would be like, "Hey man, I thought you weren't gonna be shit, but that was cool." And I was like, "Thanks for the." Very backhanded, but lovely. You know, at least I turned them.
How does that feel, man? What was like the most memorable moment at a show
Most memorable. I don't know.
that you can say on camera?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of good ones. I think a really, really memorable one was the first time I played in Montreal. And that was one thing that had me set on Montreal afterwards, was I was living around here. And yeah, I don't know why. We just got booked for a show in Montreal at some point, made the way there, did it. And the crowd was like nothing. I'd never played to a crowd like that, you know? Because there was a lot of here, it's dudes from other bands who are going to see your show. And that's one thing, but they're kind of like older typically. Like they're not teenagers who go out to metal shows, you know? They're not young kids. There's always like 30 and up, you know? So a bunch of dudes with their can of beer just watching you play.
Judging you silently.
Not necessarily judging you silently, but just appreciating in a very passive way, right? And then a lot of, like, hey, great gig, man, sell a bit of merch, cool, feeling good enough about myself. I was like 19 or whatever when that started. I was like, cool. The first time we played in Montreal, it's a room full of kids dancing and moshing and like throwing down and screaming and all that. And I was like, oh, a real crowd. And it was just a random show, you know, but that was my first taste of an audience in Montreal. So I've done a lot of shows, I've done a lot of stuff, but that as a first, you know, is very memorable to me. To really play to an overly enthusiastic crowd was very, very cool.
You feel appreciated.
You do feel appreciated. It's fucking sick.
Damn, man.
You know?
Your voice, dude, is amazing. Like,
like the death
do you
metal voice?
train it? Or like how do you like hit those levels of like, it's insane, man.
I think believe anyone can do it. I've argued a lot with like opera singers about this because they're like, no, it'll ruin my voice. Like, no, shut the fuck up. It is super. It's not super easy, but everyone's got that like kind of sound to them, and you just learn to manipulate that. You learn to sing using a different part of your throat than you normally would. You know, it's the same like when a dog barks or a bear growls. You know that they're called. Ventricular folds as opposed to your vocal cords.
Okay.
Every human has them as well. And you just learn to use it, you know? It doesn't throw your voice out. It doesn't, you know, it's like anything. I mean, singing, you know, if you sing for too long, too much in a day, at the end you're going to have a raspy voice. Same thing with the death metal vocals. It's the most portable but the most fragile instrument.
Yeah.
But it's just like singing, honestly. It's just a thing to learn, in my opinion.
You still play guitar?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I play
Still
guitar
rap?
and do vocals in the band, in what I do now. Yeah.
Man, you were. I remember when we were kids, man. You had a talent for it, man. It was insane. How long have you been playing the guitar for?
I guess about 10 years now. So I can't remember. It was like 14 or 15 when I started.
Did you start in high school?
Yeah, because we had those music classes in high school.
You started in music class.
Yeah, for sure. That's what got me more into it. Like I was saying, when I was kind of getting into the rock music.
That guy had the worst breath on planet Earth, bro.
Oh, no, I wasn't with him. He did. That motherfucker did,
Oh,
man.
my God.
Big time.
I will not drop his name, but I have it right
I don't
in the
remember his name.
chamber,
I
buddy.
see his face.
Oh,
I see
have
his...
it.
That guy, I was not a fan of that guy.
Tell me after. Remind me after. I'll tell you who it is.
Yeah, but what's... Oh, no, I feel so bad. I'm blanking on her name now. But the female teacher we had afterwards, from Sec 3 onwards, she was a fucking G. She was really cool. And her, when she saw that I had more interest in it, like, she sold me my first amp, this really decent little combo amp for like $30, man. She was just like, just take it, whatever, so you can play guitar at home. I was borrowing an electric guitar from someone else, you know, like, and she was really like helping me out. And that was cool.
Your parents must have been thrilled.
My dad had bought me actually.
Yeah,
like,
your dad's cool as fuck.
He is cool as fuck.
Yeah. Shout out Louis, dude.
Shout out Louis. I hope he's watching.
Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah, for sure. No, what am I saying? He had bought me a classical guitar when I was younger, much younger, for Christmas, and I was not interested overall in music that much, at least not playing music at the time, and certainly not classical guitar. So that was sitting around for a while, but he was thrilled that I was like getting into guitar at all, I think. Yeah, and then I guess it just spiraled out of there. Forget how we got onto this, but
How's the Montreal music scene?
it's great. It's lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, in pretty much every aspect, I'd say. I'm not like big into every genre, you know, but I know enough people to know that like anyone who puts in the work there is rewarded to a certain degree, you know. I'm not saying everyone there is gonna be the next Arcade Fire, you know, but there's enough of a crowd for pretty much anything. There's enough of a general appreciation for the culture and the arts that you definitely have to know your scene a little bit, you know.
do you mean?
Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes down, and if you perform a certain thing in a certain type of event, you may not be well received. But there are certain types of cliques and scenes and crowds that no matter what, you know, you'll be
So
well
it's like
received.
a generic DJ, like, I don't know, playing like fucking hardstyle, like at a regular club. You
I
know
don't
what
know what hard style is. I'm
Whatever,
sorry.
dude. It's like-
there's a lot of DJ stuff. That's a big thing, but
Yeah.
almost too much. Like, in a sense that like almost every one of their grandma mixes, you almost hear anyone could say, "Oh yeah, my buddy's mixing at this place. This, you know, tell that," no matter what. So I don't know much about that, but I know that's a very common thing. You know, it's very normal. I don't know about here, but like any house party will have a DJ.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
know,
Yeah.
like someone actually bringing their tables, doing their whole thing, their tractor pad, you know, that I had never seen at house parties, but also we were 17, so who's tracking around tractor pads when you're 17 either?
What's your
Yeah.
plans for Messora? How are you guys doing?
I don't know, man. Took a big hit because of the pandemic in a way that I hadn't anticipated.
Why? What happened?
Because it's always been kind of like a solo thing where I dictate everything. You know, I had a live band before.
You were Kim Jong-un?
I was Kim Jong-un in big time, for sure. But like with dudes who were down with it, you know, like, that was
Yeah.
always the plan. It wasn't like a band that I usurped.
They were down with it, huh?
They were down with the un, for sure.
Yeah. Down with the sickness, bro.
But then, so after the first album, The Door, came out, I took a little break because that like took a lot out of me. I went to Brazil for a while. Came back, and then I came back like a week before COVID hit, pretty much. So I already had all these plans for this. I already had a bunch of material worked on that I wanted to record, but that was like singles or like an EP or like 2 covers, 2 long songs. That wasn't a new record. But I had started ideas of a new record, whatever, and then COVID hits, and I was just like, oh, great, I can just stay at home and make music. That's all I wanted to do. And that was fantastic. And I worked on that for like a super long time, like the first year and a half or whatever. Got it all recorded and stuff. And then I was definitely kind of like, what now? You know, I was waiting because the guy who was in charge of, it was recorded in several places. I needed a guy to compile it where it was recorded, like to get all the tracks ready for mixing and all that. He fucking ghosted me for like 2 months. He wasn't doing well. I'm not blaming
you're not
him or
bashing
whatever.
him?
No,
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
bashing him. No,
Fuck
whatsoever.
this guy.
No, but I
He
was
had, like,
definitely just,
cancer and shit.
I was in the dark about it for a long time. And I had recently broken up with my long-term girlfriend, and that like really took it out of me in a way that I hadn't experienced before.
I feel you.
You know, I had girlfriends, I'd known nothing like that, and I was just like, huh. So the album's in the void. I'm heartbroken. I'm living alone for the first time. Like, huh. So I like definitely took a major hit personally. And then when it was time to like get things back in gear, like things are opening up, you can, you know, play shows again or whatever. It'd been a year that like my album was just floating in the void. At some point it got like ready, but I was like, how do I even release it? Like, I don't have a band anymore. What do I play a show? Like, so at the beginning I was like sick. And then towards the end of the pandemic, when I like, kind of realized everything that had happened, I was definitely bummed out with everything. You know, now it's going better. I like the album's out. We're playing some show. We're playing tomorrow. You know, obviously.
Hell yeah.
Not the end of the world, but I have to get it back on track a little bit. You know, it was the trajectory was great for a little while. You know, and then we had so much stuff planned for the summer that ended up being the first summer of COVID, and that kind of like, you know. So whatever. A lot of
You
people,
adapt, right?
a lot of people have gone through the same thing. This is
adapt.
not, yeah. So I'm still digging it out of the trench a little bit, but it's not nearly like as far gone as it used to be. At some point, I was like, there's no salvaging this project. I might still make music, but under a different name or something. There was just like, I didn't know what to do with Messora anymore. But now I'm just like, oh well, you know, it's
Where you performing?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Dominion Tavern. I've never been there.
Yeah.
Do you know the place?
I know the place. I've never been though.
Okay, because
Yeah.
we used to play all the time at either Mavericks
Yeah,
or Café de Coeuf, which are like on top of each other. And apparently that got bought out by new people. And again, not to bash too much, I don't know a lot, but a lot of the folks who remained here and who are still part of the scene here were not thrilled with the change in ownership. And so a lot of the stuff that would happen there back then, I've seen is now happening at the Dom, the Dominion Tavern.
The Dom.
The Dom. I think I've heard to refer to that way. I'm
Dom
not sure.
with the sickness, bro.
The Dom with the sickness. Yeah. So I don't know what it's gonna be like. It might be ratty as fuck, but we play. You know, I think that's a skill to learn when you're not a huge band. And now, like with my job, I've seen so many bands play in so many conditions. You're like, unless you're fucking Metallica, like you're never too big to play in a ratty little room with no stage. And everyone needs to know how to do that, I think.
What's the biggest crowd you've ever played for?
I don't know. With Messora, I don't know, definitely. I think in general, I was playing with a pop band back in 2018 or 2019 in Montreal called Spectrum. And there was a show in a church. I think it's called Théâtre Paradox now, Paradox Theater. But it's like this super long church, and it was like this big showcase event. I don't know. I was just kind of like filling in last minute for the show. But it was a fucking huge church stage with like 500 people there, you know?
Jesus.
And it was cool. It was neat. It was definitely like,
Damn.
I had a good time. Because like, as much as I like this Messora project in general, it's like my soul and all that, you know? It's a lot. Sometimes it's a lot of pressure. But sometimes when I get tapped in for these gigs where they're just like, learn these songs and play the guitar, I'm like, fuck yeah, I learned these songs and play guitar. It's like no pressure, so it's all fun. You know what I mean? So a lot of those gigs, though the Messora gigs are like professionally and personally satisfying on a deep level. Fucking hang out and have fun gigs are like also cool.
Do you feel
know?
like a gladiator vibe, bro? You're just looking down at the crowd of mosh pits and just how does it feel, man? It must be insane, like to see all these crazy fucks. Like,
it's cool. When it's good, it's very good. Yeah, it's very rewarding. Yeah, I think I had a little bit more of an egotistical view of it when I was much younger, as we tend to be when we're young, you know, young men.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
A lot of hubris, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I was definitely like, I'm the star on the stage, whatever, you know, except when it didn't go well, then I was like. But the newer gigs, when it's like really cool and I really manage to get the crowd into it, and I'm like much better at crowd interaction now. I'm just like, we're all taking part in this fun event. This is my role here. That's your role, you know. But it all just feels like we're both making it happen, you know. They're having fun because I'm having fun, and vice versa. So we all need to work together to make this fun thing that everyone here, the whole band, the whole crowd, everyone is having fun with, and that's it. It's just it feels like taking part in this lovely event. It doesn't feel like I'm a gladiator or whatever. Obviously, like, you feel great after.
Oh my God.
You feel like after a good pump or whatever, you know? You just feel like, fuck yeah, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't feel, to me at least now, as self-centered, which is nice.
It's like
it's
hyping up two crackheads to get in a fight, you know what I mean? And they actually swing, you know what I mean?
That's exactly what it's
there
like.
You go.
Me,
see?
who has plenty of experience with that.
That's
exactly
what I'm
what
saying.
it's like. Yeah.
That's what it's like going out in Gatineau, ladies and gentlemen. It's not much to do. It's a lot of, you know, it's like UFC, but only crackheads.
Fuck, dude. Last week I was here, or earlier this week, see my dad, and I was in Vanier. I decided to drop off in Vanier.
That's like the most beautiful spot in all of Ottawa, bro.
I know what it is, but I was definitely there, and I was just like, fuck. Like, I'm used to St. Catherine in Montreal, you know?
True. Yeah,
but still, I was like, people live here.
yeah, it's rough, dude. It is rough, man. Fuck. I know. How was the transition, though? Do you miss Gatineau?
Not one bit. For those who are listening, who
for
don't,
the terrorist threats,
that's
true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I grew up in a place called Chelsea, right, which is in the forest. It's a bit further out, and that I miss tremendously.
Absolute crib, dude. It was beautiful.
It was a fucking beautiful crib. Yeah. So that I miss a lot. The woods, the forest, that kind of thing. Like not having any fucking seeing the stars, you know? Like right now where I live, I'm right on Rachel beside a police and a cop station.
That's fun.
Right?
Yeah.
And a fire station, I mean. And
that's healthy.
Well, it's fine most of the time, but there's just a lot of noise, right? So being somewhere like you just drop in the forest. My buddy Oliver, he's got a cottage like not too far in Val-des-Monts. We go there all the time when we can. That is like a reset button. It's crazy. You're just there and you're like,
do you need it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think everyone needs it more than they think, but especially because I grew up in it, you know, it's big time. Like I like the city life on a day-to-day basis, but yeah, every once in a while, like I can rock some chopping wood, making a fire, that kind of shit.
Speaking about the city life, how was Brazil, dude?
Brazil was good.
How long were you there?
Almost 3 months, like 2.5.
Jesus Christ. Okay, you went for a Brazilian reset, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the girl I was dating at the time was from there. And so we went to see her parents. And for me, like I said, I knew like by then the door would be done. I would have done the little like tour that I did after that. I'd be like, okay, fucking this whole thing I've been working on for a long time.
Bro, you look Brazilian.
People there, thought I was Brazilian.
Absolutely,
sure.
I see it now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of white people there. You know,
Sure,
there's like
sure.
plenty.
Yeah, a lot of
plenty
people.
of demographics. Yeah, too many people, more than you think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was cool. I spent a little too long at this girl. Her name was Bruna. At Bruna's parents' place, which is like in the suburbs of Brasilia, which is their capital city. So kind of like here, it's a capital city where there's not necessarily as much going on as other older cities kind of around.
A lot of
you know,
government
that have
going on.
a lot of government.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It's fucking neat to see new stuff, and like living there for that long, it was great. We were definitely in the cramped apartment. Then when we got out, went to Rio, went to Sao Paulo, did other cities. Like all that was cool as fuck. One cool part of Brasilia is it's in this area. I might be remembering this wrong. This area called Goiás, which has a lot of waterfalls around it. Like the city itself is a manufactured slab of concrete, but in the middle of this beautiful jungle.
Yeah.
So you just drive out for
South America.
Yeah. So you just drive out for like a half hour or
I
whatever.
get roasted for that one.
And you get these beautiful like trails, like a half-hour trail where you like walk and there's fucking lizards and snakes and fucking mangoes
That's
you can
so
grab
cool,
right from
bro.
the trees.
Yeah.
And you get to this waterfall that you can just chill in, like this base. It's amazing. So that was very very cool. Like every weekend when we could, we'd go grab a car, drive out. Like it was fun as fuck. Rio was cool. Sao Paulo was cool. Right?
Is it dangerous? Yeah.
I mean, probably, yeah. But
I mean, I got stabbed 4 times, bro.
I never got. Dude, in Rio, we were staying in like a straight up favela, like in like a concrete hut in the slums.
That's fun.
But it was one of the drug dealer slums where they pay the police to keep it safe.
Okay, so you're good.
I mean, dude, police walking around with like big assault
Strapped
rifles,
up, dude.
strapped to the fucking nines, does not make you feel safe. But I don't know. I was relatively unscathed.
Yeah.
Bruna and I got in some fights, but
Let's
that's
hope
about
the
it.
cop is in a good mood today, you know?
Yeah. But I don't know, dude. Everyone fucking. This sounds so gnarly to say, but like everyone there loved me for being white. It's a crazy, weird thing there.
What?
It's a big thing there, man. They're very.
Oh, colonizer.
No,
Hello.
but it's wild. They have a white fixation there, I guess.
Really?
I think. Yeah, like a lot of the women naturally have curly hair, and they all straighten it. Because it's a whiter feature.
What?
There's a certain
Really?
There's a thing there. Yeah, like it's a little weird. Yeah, and like there are white people there. Like I said, a lot of in the South, there's a lot of people from like either Dutch or German ancestry who are kind of like openly white supremacists, and it's just a thing. They're just like, yeah, fuck you, we're better than you. Like it's not as there's no dog whistles like there would be in the U.S.
All
or
like
whatever,
the
you
old
know?
fucking Nazi superintendents.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a real thing, and they're legit about it there. They're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is how we feel. And a lot of the non-white people there just kind of like seem to. I'm not saying they're stoked about it, but like
They just
it's a more
let it rip,
pervasive
you know?
element of the culture there than you would expect. Huh. Yeah.
Jeez. Like we have like this weird image of Brazil of like this is like this dangerous fucking everything is a favela. Like the whole country is a favela. You
Some
know
of
what
it
I mean?
is, but
Yeah, okay. But Amazon, bro, is beautiful.
I didn't get to the Amazon. I wasn't anywhere near there really.
Okay.
But I'm sure it
You were
is.
like beach, you know?
Beach in Rio.
Yeah.
I don't think it counts as the Amazon where I was, like in the Goiás, like I said, but still beautiful forest stuff. Sao Paulo's not coastal, which is funny, so
Yeah.
there's no beach there. But Rio's beach. Rio's just beach. I don't like anything about Rio but the beach I liked.
Would you go back? Is it cheap?
It's pretty cheap when you're there, yeah. It's like it's a big fucking journey to get there.
Yeah, it's like 12 hours, no?
I had a layover in Miami. I don't know, it was like 20 hours at least for me. It was a while. But I was there for 2.5 months. I was like,
Sure.
fuck, I can eat some fucking
gives a
flight
shit?
time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine. I was just fucking knocked when I got there. It's like 4 a.m. My like girlfriend's parents are picking us up at the airport. They're all chatting in Portuguese. I am fried, and they're they're trying to talk to me. They don't speak a lick of English.
Like
you
a
know? I'm
fucking
just
flashbang
I'm just like,
goes
I'm
off
sorry.
in your brain, you
Like,
know what I
guys,
mean? Just-
please be forgiving. And then we get to their place. They want to hang out and shit. And I was like, guys,
Yeah.
I can't do this right now.
You speak Portuguese?
Eu falo pouco de português, but I
Oh.
forgot a lot of it, obviously. I was never that good when I was there, but I was getting okay at like understanding it,
Yeah.
I guess. But I didn't Duolingo it up as hard as I could have. But I when I was there and immersed in
But you
it.
speak Spanish too, right?
Ah.
Is it similar?
Yeah, but the pronunciation is very different, especially
Yeah.
the way you read things, the way the letters are pronounced. You know, like
the OAO, the João,
yeah,
whatever.
João, and like.
How did you say that, bro?
João.
João.
It's kind of like have a ON at the end of it, like we
Really?
would. Like the.
Is that like the
ON.
John of Portuguese?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
João.
João. That's really weird.
Yeah, the Juan of Portugal.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, my
João.
name is so generic, bro. Oh, man. This episode is brought to you by Neocs Marketing. Are you looking to upgrade your business? Do you want to develop your marketing skills but have no idea where to start? Boy, do I have a deal for you. With promo code SmackTalk, you can get not 25, not 50, not 60, 80% off their marketing ebook. That comes to a total of $2. Yeah, this ebook has everything, okay? It took a year to make, it's simple to use, so you can get started ASAP. So Johnny, you're saying you can get an entire ebook, a step-by-step guide for scaling my business for only $2? That's exactly what I'm saying. With promo code SmackTalk, you can use it at checkout or click the link in the description. That is promo code SmackTalk for 80% off your purchase. SmackTalk. Tell a friend to tell a friend and enjoy the episode. Peace. Do you write your own songs?
Yeah.
What's the process for it?
What?
Is it super deep or just...
No. I think I had a lot of the 2 albums that I made. I was going in a very concept album kind of direction. Or everything
Okay.
that I came up with it for it was definitely with the intention of it being on a record, you know? I'm now coming up with music that's more song to song basis because it takes a lot out of me to always be thinking of the greater plan, you know? And now I'm trying to think like I might have compromised a lot of songs for how I want them to fit in the greater work, you know? Whereas now I'm just trying to come up with stronger individual songs that hopefully I can then assemble into a nice record, right? But I don't know. I think a lot of, like we talked a bit about earlier, I listen to a lot of different kinds of music now, and I try a lot to listen to a lot of different kinds of music and take inspiration from new
I'm gonna
places.
put you onto that dark ass country, bro.
Put me onto the dark country.
Yeah.
I'm not against it at all. I'm just
Yeah.
unfamiliar. There's a lot to listen to.
Hell yeah.
A lot to know about.
And do you think that helped you out too? Like being able to love other genres of music?
Yeah, because I think big time. When you're just listening to metal bands, I mean everything is gonna be. What's the word I'm looking
Similar?
for?
Not really.
No, derivative.
Okay.
Everything you do is going to be
course.
derivative of things you've
Yeah,
listened
yeah.
to before.
For sure.
But when all you're listening to is metal bands, it's kind of like inbreeding. You know what I mean? You need diversity to make something strong.
I was not expecting that one.
Well, but you know what I mean? Like
diversity. I don't think that's
diversity
how it
is
works, but
our
sure.
strength, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
when in
when-
doubt, fuck your cousin.
Well, it's not what I'm saying.
Okay, that's not what you're saying.
No, I'm saying the opposite.
Okay.
No, I'm saying if all you're listening to,
This
if all
is a
you're
great
doing is
show,
fucking
isn't it?
your cousin,
Yeah.
you're gonna get something crooked with 3 noses
Oh,
and 12
boy,
ears.
yeah.
Whereas if there's diversity, as in different kinds of ideas coming together, that's where you get something unique that is not the product of cousin fucking. You know, so I think a lot of the metal
deep,
bands,
man.
for example, that got really big and that a
Yeah.
lot of people appreciate for a long time, they themselves drew inspiration from other places, than just metal. So I think that's where you get the neat ideas, for sure. If all you're listening to is metal, if it's just metal in, metal out, the metal that comes out is definitely of the cousin fucking variety more than if you're listening to like a little bit of jazz, like some Latin music, hip hop for the production of it. Like for example, I got a lot of inspiration's a big word, but like I got keyed into how important the bass and low end is generally because of hip hop and a lot of electronic music,
Yeah.
Because in metal, a lot of dudes don't think about the bass guitar that much. And if they do, it's a weird, different kind of way to approach it, whatever. But like really thick low end, that's like really, it's kind of prominent in hardcore music. I don't know if you know about hardcore a bit, but for me, it was like hip hop that got me into like, oh, we need certain bass lines that are very distinct, like a really groovy, danceable bass line, like you might find in house music or whatever,
Yeah.
that you don't think of in metal at all. I'm not saying I want people to dance, but something audible that you can catch on to is like less common. And like, so other genres of music definitely got me thinking in other directions.
And what can you compare like the metal scene to? Like, do you think like nothing can compare to it? Like, it's so unique, man. It's so unique.
I think so too, and that's what I like about it. That's what I tell people a lot, like,
because your fans are die hard. That's the
yeah,
thing.
that's cool. That's one of the coolest
Yeah.
parts, for sure. And I think
There's no one-hit wonders. You know what I mean? They're gonna stay with you like for the fucking long run.
yeah, that's true. I mean, there's maybe a few, but
One-hit wonders.
in metal, no, maybe in new metal, like when metal was really, really big.
Fuck
like
is new metal, bro?
new metal from like the early 2000s.
Okay.
Like Korn.
Yeah,
Limp
Slipknot.
Bizkit, Slipknot.
Hell yeah.
A lot of it kind of fits into that with that.
Kill
necessarily-
Switch Engage, bro.
A little bit, yeah.
So my gym playlist.
Your gym playlist. For sure, my dad's gym playlist, too.
Hell yeah,
Dude, he'll
bro.
throw on 5 Finger Death
3 days. Oh yeah. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
5 Finger Death Punch, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, but no, yeah, it's a lot of really dedicated fans. And I think what I like about it the most is, especially when you get into like really like pure death metal and then more experimental metal and like dissonant black metal, whatever. It's all music that functions in a different way from most music. Most music where you might have a nice melody, some chords, a beat, verse, chorus, like that kind of pop structure where there's nothing wrong with it, but you hear a lot of it. Whereas when you hear a metal band totally know what they're doing, where what they're doing to please your ear is not based anywhere even remotely near what pretty much every other genre of music functions off of. You get so much novelty there and so many new territories to explore musically when you're not relying on like melody, harmony, like 4 chords.
So what do you
a
rely on
beat.
then?
Well, you still have like you have notes.
Yeah.
You know, you have a beat of sorts, but it's just used in a different way. You have different song structures where you're not necessarily doing verse, chorus, verse. You have a lot of different parts going on. Your guitars aren't necessarily trying to do anything clever. Sometimes it's just a texture thing, right? Where you're just creating this weird dissonant hellscape, and then like the dude's just shrieking vocals, but like it can be a complete mess, or it can be done in the most beautiful artistic way ever. Where like if that's what they're trying to convey and they're doing a good job of it, it can be fantastic. Do you know a band called Meshuggah?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so Meshuggah's kind of like
Blood?
that. Yeah, Bleed. Yeah.
Bleed, sorry.
So Bleed, that's like a band that's mostly based off
Love
like.
it.
Yeah, but it's like, what the fuck is Bleed? There's one note in it, right?
True.
Not really, but it's one note, but it's like...
It fucking rips,
It
bro.
fucking rips, and it's this rhythmic permutation they have going on. So they're not thinking, okay, we're going to have this melody over these chords, it's going to be this kind of hook, and they're not going to repeat that thing.
Yeah.
They've got this... right thing that they're repeating and then permutating and changing up, and like that's a great example. And they're using that as a basis for their fucking 7-8 minute song, you know? And there's this weird like jazz fusion solo in the middle, and it fucking rips. So you're like,
That's true.
right? So that's what I like about metal the most is these bands that are like, fuck that noise, good sounding stuff. We're gonna do this other thing, but just as powerful or more to some people. That's my favorite part of it. Personally.
Greatest band of all time. Greatest metal band of all time.
Opeth.
What?
Opeth. Opeth.
Really?
Without a doubt.
That was fast.
Oh yeah, that's you can ask me any day. You can wake me up in the middle of the night. Zach, what's the best band? Opeth. Like no matter what.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your like like in high school? What was your favorite band?
Opeth.
It was always open.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the band that got me into. First of all, like death metal, like they were the first band with like that kind of low guttural vocals that I was ever really into. And they're not a pure death metal band. They have a lot going on, and they have a lot of like nice melodies and chords and whatever, like the normal music that I was talking about. But then they also use this like crazy death metal stuff that's super progressive and experimental and unique. And they kind of mix the two. That's kind of their shtick, their thing. But there's no matter what, it's dark the whole way. You know what I mean? So even when there's a melody, he's like playing acoustic guitar and singing, you know, rather than screaming and all that. It congeals very well with the dark vibe of the rest of the song that he's going for. Even like they have a whole record called Damnation, which is just like chill songs, but it is fucking music for suicide. You know, it's amazing. It's so beautifully done because what they do is channel this kind of darkness, no matter how. Whether it be with a chill acoustic guitar kind of thing, whether it be a gnarly death metal thing, it's the same thing that they're going for. They have many different avenues by which to arrive at that vibe, you know? So that...
Did you do the same thing?
I tried.
You tried, yeah.
I wanted to, and I have, like, to some success.
Because you're a deep
I'd
thinker,
say.
man. You can take, you can write some fucking dark ass lyrics.
Yeah, but it's only the lyrics that are dark. I mean, for me, it's really the sound that I'm saying is very dark, but lyrics too, for sure. But I think I feel that way too about my music, where I'm trying to channel a certain kind of vibe, generally a certain darkness, no matter how I go about it. But I definitely, for a while when I was much younger, wanted to do the whole like skipping genres and playing with things the way Opeth do. But then I realized it was too much Opeth worship, you know? Even on my last record, Burn, there's a
you don't
song.
want to fucking sound exactly the same.
Yeah, but there's this song called Respite, which very much sounds like an Opeth song. And I'm really proud of it. It's really cool. It's good, I think, but it's very much an Opeth song, you know? So after that, I was like, okay, no more of that. You know, they're great. They're definitely my favorite band ever. I think they're the most competent metal band ever to walk the earth, for sure. But they exist, so I don't need to. I don't need to do that.
What's
I
the
can do
difference
other
in
things.
genres, man? Like, what are the top genres in metal? Like, you said death metal. What was the other one? Black what?
It's death metal and black metal that are the big.
What's the difference?
It's hard to explain because
Okay.
it's kind of at some point you just kind of get a feeling for it and you know what's what. Death metal is technically like from Florida. It's a very American
Excuse
thing.
me?
From Florida.
Really?
Yeah, Tampa Bay death metal. You had like Death, Morbid Angel, Atheist, I think, Obituary, a bunch of bands like that kind of came out at the same time, who are doing, you know, Slayer.
Of course.
So Slayer came out in 1986 with Rain and Blood.
Absolutely, bro.
Absolutely, they did.
Yeah.
So that is a thrash metal record, and I think it's I consider it a proto death metal album. It's like one genetic degree away from being death metal, you know.
You and your musical incest, bro. What is this?
Well, a lot of
Musical incest, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking hot.
Take it off, boy.
Take it off. Yeah, so after, I mean, I'm sure there was stuff going on in what would become death metal before Rain and Blood, but that was a big album for a lot of people who were just like, oh, because before you had like the heaviest bands, you know, were like Slayer, but before Rain and Blood, and then Metallica and like Megadeth and all that, and that's all really great stuff, but they still have the whole kind of melody, hooks, actual notes kind of thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Slayer came in with Rain and Blood, and they were like, none of that. Riffs, dissonance, hell, you know, and it's cool. And that's kind of what a lot of death metal is fucking great. And that's what a lot of death metal is based on, like post Rain and Blood, you know, more or less. Like I said, there's people who will say like Possessed album from 1985 is the first death metal album.
It's like war music, bro.
It is war music.
I listen to it in the gym. I want to murder everything.
That's the point.
You know what I mean?
That's the point, bro.
Me and your dad, bro, are just banging weights.
fucking-
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, man, it's really cool, and the creative process behind it, man, is like almost hard to like comprehend, honestly. Like I honestly, for me, like I was just like, whoa,
Sure.
dude, like.
But I think that's the same. Like that's how I feel about a lot of people in pretty much every field. You know, I think.
That's how your brain works. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like, well, not only how your brain works, but how you train your brain to work. Like how you do things over a certain time, and you get a certain feel for things. And you just kind of know, like you just. Some people maybe are born creative to a certain extent, but everything is learned behavior also, you know? So after doing something for a while, you just kind of get a knack for it. And then an outsider might come in and be like, how do you go about this creatively? But I don't know how the fuck someone sculpts something, you know what I mean?
Seriously.
I do not see the angel in the marble, right?
Me neither.
So it's like that for anyone who has any trade or craft or...
You still skate?
No.
Ow.
My limbs are too fucked for that. My left knee dislocates all the time. My right shoulder ain't having it. Any shit that I eat is tenfold now from what it would have been when I was a kid. And I just can't do it,
You
bro.
snowboard still? You don't anything?
Not even. I mean,
No,
I'm
me
fucking
either.
in Montreal.
Me
No,
either,
so
bro.
I'd like to, but I don't want to. Give me a broken wrist and I'm fucked. You know what I mean? So like,
That's true.
more so than ever. So
That's true. I can't afford a torn ACL right now. You know what
I can't. Yeah.
No, thank you, man.
Yeah, so no, it was cool, but like I just kind of stopped being good at it too. The more that I learned on a smaller body than I have now. I was very good for a 13-year-old when I was 13, but that shit doesn't apply to my 6'4" skinny ass frame that I have now, you know? So I've tried a bit, semi recently, but it just.
You're not ripping kickflips.
I'm not
dude?
ripping kickflips. I'm afraid of hurting myself. You know, nah. I'll skate around to like get around places sometimes, but like no, I'm not.
People listening are like, why the fuck did you just ask him that? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
we
But
used to
like, hey,
skate. We used to skate when we were
I
kids.
literally haven't seen him since the skateboarding days, bro.
Yeah.
Look at me. It's been a long time. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Fuck, time flies, bro. It's really cool. And it's cool to see you after all these years, man. And like, it's crazy how like people like from high school, they like, you know, when your parents used to tell you like, oh, all your friends from high school, you're never gonna see them again. And we're like, oh, fuck off, whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's true, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I'm pretty fortunate to have some friends that like happen to move to Montreal right near me.
The Chelsea
know?
boys, you know?
I'm very fortunate for that, you know? But other than that, yeah, like, you know, you don't see everyone as much anymore, obviously.
That's life. You're busy with the band, bro.
Busy with the band, yeah. And like, I mean, I don't really make an effort to make new friends either, though. Like, I don't think I've ever been that social, you know? Like, I like my tight-knit group
Same,
of
man.
friends, and I'm
Yeah.
happy with that, and I don't...
You're not a party.
I'm very
Well,
satisfied.
you're a party guy, yeah, but you don't like...
Sure, but I don't need to... It doesn't need to last, you know? I'm happy to have, like, the strong, long connections that I have, and anything else is just gravy, but I can take it or leave it, you know?
Where have you been? Like, what was your favorite show that you've done with Messora?
Favorite show with Messora? Fuck, man. I opened for a band called Rivers of Nile a little while ago.
Okay.
Last October, I think. That was pretty good. It was at a pretty big venue, Studio TD in Montreal. And it was fucking terrifying. It was like, that was a big crowd. No, that might actually be the biggest crowd I've ever played to. That was like 600 people in that room.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was like, I was not ready for that, you know, because it was only our second show since the pandemic. So now the way it works is I have a drummer, and his name is Sam. We're collaborative. We do everything more together than, like, I'm less Genghis Khan now than I was before. Or would you say Kim Jong-un?
Yeah, Kim Jong-un.
Whatever.
Kim Jong-un around, you know what I mean?
I'm less Kim Jong-un around. But, fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, so it was our second show with that setup, where it's just me and a drummer and backing tracks, pretty much for the bass and like a few extra guitars. And then we're opening for this really big band. It's like a really stressful day. And then I go out, like I got my makeup on and all that. We're still like 15 minutes out from playing. And I just go peek outside and the room is full of people. And I start just being like, no, fuck. Because like you're used to like these bar shows that you generally play when you're a smaller band. People are kind of everywhere, whatever. And then the crowd might come rush the stage at some point, like as soon as you start playing. And then you kind of get into it. But walking onto a stage where people are up pressed against the barricade because like they're waiting to see this band later that they like, you know, was like definitely different. It was crazy. Like so many. I forgot about that show when I was talking about it earlier. Yeah, that was a good one. So during the show, I hated it. I had no. It was terrifying, man. Fucking my second show back after the pandemic. Like I'd done it a lot before. I've been playing since I was like 17. You know.
What are you scared of though? You scared of fucking up, or
are you scared? It just gets your heart pumping. You know what I mean?
Totally
it
agree.
Just kind of gets you going
For sure.
So I didn't have no fun, but definitely at the beginning I was like, okay, we're doing it, you know. But after that, just the fact of having done it, I was definitely like, oh, cool. And then a lot of people saw us, obviously. And like when I released Burn and we had a release show at Turbo House, a lot of people from that show ended up like becoming fans and came to the release party at Turbo House. And I was like, this is how it works. We opened for a band, made fans there. They came to, you know, buy my record at a different show. Lovely, you know. So that show was definitely a cool experience for that.
You got merch?
Plenty of it, yeah.
I'm gonna get a fucking.
I was thinking about it. I have a fucking box in the car, but I assume you're an XL.
Yeah.
I don't have any XLs of what I have in the car,
2, buddy.
unfortunately.
I think 2X. Yeah, I could try XL, but it might be a sports
No,
bra.
I don't even think I have it. I mean, fuck, I'll look. We can go take a look
Bro,
in the
but
car later,
I will definitely buy it though. I want your fucking merch. That'd be
That's
sick to
cool.
rock, man. I like the
Yeah.
metal vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the long sleeve that we have is actually really cool. I was literally gonna give you one, but I just don't think we have any. Even we might have made like 2 or 3 2Xs and sold them all like immediately.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. Okay, every single fucking website out there that sells merch, the 2X, dude.
Yeah.
it's gone in a second. All the big boys out there, bro. It's
I
hard to
should have
get.
thought about the big boys, especially because like metalheads often tend to be big boys, you know.
That's true.
But it was a
Just
pretty
moshing around,
just
dude.
mosh, just fucking.
Whipping people. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen like some crazy like mosh pit injuries and shit?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, especially now with yeah, man. Fuck. What was it? This band called Paleface Swiss from
That's
Switzerland.
me, bro.
They were really gnarly. They were cool as fuck. They played last week, 2 weeks ago, at Club Soda. It was a show that I was running
yeah.
for my job.
For sure.
And this one guy dislocated his elbow.
Damn.
But he wanted to stay for the show. So there's like a kind of a mezzanine to this place, but we had it blocked off because they only sold like 600 tickets or whatever, and you can fit like 900 in the room. So we're like, let's keep them all downstairs, mezzanine closed. This guy, we put him upstairs because he absolutely wanted to watch the rest of the show and then go to the hospital. So we were like, okay. So he's just sitting on this chair, his elbow all fucked, and he was just like, sick. Some other guy, the same show, got his like, say this much opened up in the pit. I don't know if you went back in after, but like, yeah, I've seen plenty of injuries.
Absolute warriors, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, I got fucking loose shoulders and all that, so like I don't really play with that much. I'm unfortunately like a bad metalhead. I don't really go mosh because my body ain't made for it, you know.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Do you rather like big crowds or like small rooms? Because like comedians, sometimes they prefer to do like small rooms because you feel like more intimate with the crowd. Right?
I know a small room is definitely cooler. Like,
Yeah. Eh?
a big crowd is cool for the sake of having done it, you know. But like you don't need that many people to feel like I said, that kind of like we're both engaging in this fun event feeling. You don't need that many people for that, you know. And when you can really see them, talk to them, it's great, you know. Whereas like you just play to a sea of people. Like I played like a festival. I played at Pride with my pop band, you know, and that was really fun. But it was just kind of like a sea of people. I was just kind of playing. I was kind of playing guitar. I didn't feel like I was engaging that much, and that's fine, you know. I wasn't the front man either. I was really just there to rip, and that's it. But no, both as a player and showgoer, I definitely prefer smaller rooms. I saw this band called Fuck To It. They're like my favorite hardcore band, my favorite local hardcore band. They're so sick at Lescaut. I don't know if you know that place in Montreal. It's like a small bar. They have like a really good sound system for shows, but it's like a really like not DIY kind of place, but it's like it's a bar on the weekends, it's a venue when there's shows, whatever. And like seeing Fuck To It right up close, pretty much on the floor.
Fuck
the
To It?
stages,
Like, fuck everything?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, but they fucking rip, dude.
You
like,
sing in
oh,
French?
Yeah, they sing in French.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was like one of the best shows I've ever been to.
Really?
Dude, 100 people at Let's Go, ready to fucking kill. Oh man, it was so fun.
Did you ever think about doing wrestling, bro?
Me? No.
Oh, well, your shoulders, I guess.
Well, just
You would
it's
be
not a thing.
awesome, man. On a mic? Are you fucking serious, bro? You ever think about that?
Wrestling is not really in my periphery in general, so
hilarious,
no.
bro.
I've seen one wrestling match at Foof.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It's hilarious. Surprise, surprise. Okay. It's acting.
Yeah,
Oh,
the shit was funny. It was like the funniest, and it seemed
It's
like
the best.
It seemed like the whole crowd knew the lore that I didn't know, and
But when you feel a part of it, bro, it's so cool, man.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I grew up. Well, I grew up on it. We watched it a lot when we were young, like me and Seb.
Oh
and
yeah,
Hugo.
No,
and
it was
shit.
never a part of anything for me, man.
No,
never
you
been
came
aware
in,
of it.
bro. We were snowboarding and skateboarding back then.
That's it. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
Trying to score weed
Yeah.
at the skate park.
Oh boy, those times, man. I don't miss it, man. The skate park vibes.
I miss the skate park vibes were good often.
Yeah.
Trying to score weed at the skate park, no good.
No, terrible.
No.
It was always brutal. You know, it's that's the life, man. It's a struggle, and now it's legal. You know what I mean? So life,
Yeah, it's
life
crazy.
changes. You know, fucking mushroom and crack is legal in BC and shit. Like Canada's pretty
Crack?
crazy. Crack is legal. Yes.
You mean decriminalized or legal? It can't be legal.
Yeah. No, not legal. I don't know. I don't
Crack?
know, bro. I don't know.
If crack is legal, coke must be legal.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I just, crack is funny to say, bro.
Sure.
Crack is funny.
yeah.
You know, crack, like just saying crack,
Yeah.
like ass crack. It's hilarious, bro.
I met a girl the other day who told me that she accidentally smoked crack at a party.
Damn.
Like someone handed her a pipe, and then she thought it was
Accidentally
weed.
smoked crack?
And then I told that to some
Yeah,
other
okay, I
people,
believe
and
that one.
they were all
I
like,
accidentally took a sip of beer.
"Well,
right now.
exactly." They were all like, "No, there's no way. Like, it's obviously a crack pipe. You know what it is?" I was like, "Well, the girl told me." Like, I was just like,
I
wasn't
had
really
one of my
thinking about
buddies,
it.
bro, post a photo in the group chat. Like he's like this new stoner, you know what I mean? And he was ripping a bowl and he bought a crack pipe. Like, do you know like what that's for, man?
That's pretty good.
Oh, poor guy. You know, just taking a selfie with a crack pipe. Like, all right, dude. You know,
There's
like,
a lot of that in Montreal now. Like, I've seen people smoke
Crack?
crack, but like crack on the metro and all that. You know what I
that's
mean? Like,
fun.
people just in the metro just,
oh, that's cool.
yeah. It's
know.
kind of a newer development.
It's kind of like us when we were like very young, but like crack. You know?
I never smoked weed in the fucking subway. I don't think.
Remember when I got hit in the head by the bus, bro?
No,
You don't remember that? I was with you, you fucker. You don't remember that?
I kind of remember. but-
Yeah, you do.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you do.
It's ringing a bell, man.
Okay, we were waiting for the bus, all right, and I guess we were, we consumed some devil's lettuce,
Some jazz cabbage.
some jazz cabbage, absolutely. And we were at the bus stop, and the bus passed, and like they tend to like stop, but like it always like goes back. So I moved my head, and it the
window
rear
or
view
whatever?
mirror,
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
smacked me in the face. You don't remember that shit, bro? You were right there.
I might have been high.
Oh,
there
yeah,
were a
for
few
sure.
times that we were smoking weed that I remember like
Yeah.
not there. Those first times that your brain
Insane.
receives it, yeah, insane. You'll never get that high ever again.
No.
So it might have been one of those where I was just like,
Bro, you know how many times we
I
went
might
to
have
that
just heard,
movie
like,
theater, man?
or whatever.
That movie theater down the street?
the Plateau movie theater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times we, consumed jazz cabbage there, dude?
Just to not watch a movie?
To not watch a movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
no,
were
we watched the
ratty
movie,
as
bro.
fuck, man.
We watched the movie. We were present,
I can't wait for my dad to see this.
Oh, it's going to be great. That's all right, dude. We turned out good. Wah, wah, wah. I'm doing a fucking podcast. You're a lead
I'm
singer,
here
bro.
with tattoos on my dick.
Yeah. Bro, your tattoos. Talk about them, man. What do you mean tattoos on your dick?
Can I show the camera or what? Should I? I mean, not my dick.
Not your
but-
dick. Yeah, go ahead, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, not your cock. Please don't whip out your cock, Zach.
I mean, I didn't show you the rest of it. Yeah, it goes down.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. What's the?
Damn.
Yeah, down. To,
Okay.
Pretty close down.
We're gonna get canceled, man. Don't
Yeah.
whip out your cock. But that's beautiful, bro. That's not your cock, but well, maybe your cock as well.
It's fun.
Yeah, sure. It's fun.
Mixed reviews. I said fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. Mixed reviews, bro. What is this fucking Amazon product, bro?
It's a very. Should I say this? It's a very normal dick. Say.
Okay.
I'm a very tall guy.
Yes.
And I've had girls go like, your dick's fine, nothing wrong with it, but on you it looks small. And I go,
Boy, isn't that amazing
Yeah,
for
like,
the self-esteem?
thanks. I don't
Wow, that's
I don't
beautiful.
really care.
No, who cares, bro? Who gives a
Yeah.
fuck? You're tall, but your cock is small. That's insane, bro.
Exactly.
These girls nowadays, dude, they'll tell you straight up. That's insane, bro.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's true. Good for them.
Yeah, why not? Tell me how it is.
You see the aliens, bro?
What?
Mexico. Did you see that?
I've seen that, yeah.
What do you think of that?
I don't buy the Mexico one at all.
What do you mean?
Well, that specific
Yeah.
whatever it was
Yeah.
appears to have been something that was found and debunked a long time ago. You know, I've heard that they're the same exact skeleton, whatever it is, you know. I'm not against the idea of the aliens or whatever, but that specific Mexico one, I don't buy it.
Look like fucking paper mache, bro.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And who are we to say what? Perhaps aliens are made of paper mache, but
Perhaps they're made of gas. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe
bro?
they're made of bubble gum, but that one ain't an alien. So don't want.
I know where you're going there, but we're not gonna Alex Jones this podcast. You know what I mean? So
What do you mean? I'm not going anywhere.
you're not going
I
anywhere.
know, I'm just saying I'm not close to the idea of aliens in general. I'm not an alien guy.
They're always
whatsoever.
fucking lying to us.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
But you think that specific?
Yeah, that one is
finding-
demonstrably false, in my opinion.
I kind of agree with that, man.
Yeah.
You ever see a UFO? Do you want to see a UFO? Do you think aliens exist?
Yeah, I think
Have you been probed? I'm kidding.
probably not by an alien, but yeah, aliens have to exist over somewhere. There's a lot of space, man. A lot of stuff to fill. If the only life on Earth is these two, or not on Earth, if the only life in the universe is Earth and these two dickheads doing a
Could you
podcast, you know
imagine,
what I mean?
bro?
That'd be so weird.
Could you imagine?
That'd be such a fault.
It would be.
Yeah.
You think
So
we're
there's gotta
living
be
in a
something else.
simulation? You think we're living in a video game? Could you imagine?
I don't think so.
You're a pretty cool fucking character,
If so, then I
bro.
lost. But
How did you
know,
lose?
I don't know.
Dude, you're living a fucking cool life, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now it's cool
Yeah.
for sure.
No regrets, bro.
No regrets. Yeah.
Do you ever think about like, you know, what would life be like if I had like a normal job?
Me?
Yeah.
I
Or you
had a
think you
normal
wouldn't
job
last,
for
or-
the longest time.
Yeah.
I was balancing both jobs for a long time. I mean, I think, what is it? I'm still young enough that I think it's normal to go through a few transitionary jobs, you know, for a while.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I don't yet think I'm
feel
this guy. Like, you know, I've been doing this for 20 years. How would my life have been if I was fucking working at Quiznos the whole time?
Damn.
I'm not there yet. Like
Quiznos
I said,
is
I'm
bomb, bro. I'm hungry right now.
It kind of just took me by surprise. I'm living it. It's cool, you know. But I don't know. I did the normal job thing for a long, long time, you know, so I know what it's like, and I'm not super into it. Then again, this job is like stressful. I'm always on the phone and doing emails. I've always got things to think about. I wake up at my alarm in the morning thinking, fuck, did I have a show today? And I forgot, you know? So there's like ups and downs. When I worked at the coffee shop, I would fucking, you know, kick my boots off and do whatever, you know? So I like this a lot more, obviously. But I'm learning that with the cooler, more adult job, with more responsibility and whatever there is, more responsibility, you know?
Yeah.
I think I kind of get why some people might be happy with certain traditional wage labor jobs.
It's
and, you know,
comfort, you know?
It's comfort. And if you have other things going on the side that
For
like
sure,
satisfy
dude.
your life or whatever, if you're like, I can do this X amount of hours a week that I like and do something else, you know? Like I was doing that. I was running the metal band, you know, for the longest time and working this coffee shop job too. And being like, you know, this is a good balance. You know what I mean? When there's no more balance, then that's where it gets fucked, right? But
I like that you took that leap of faith, man. It is hard sometimes to just, you know, do what you love in life because of all the social pressure, but not only social pressure, but like also the easy avenues to go down, you know?
Yeah.
Especially here. Like you could quit everything and come back here and work for the government, dude, 100K a year. Here, come get it.
sometimes when I'm sad, I think, fuck it, bro. Sometimes I think I'm gonna work in a warehouse. That's my like.
That's insane,
Fuck
Zach.
this.
You're fucked.
I hate being
You're crazy.
alive. My
Yeah.
life is bad. I'm gonna go and work the night shift at a warehouse. Put on some headphones.
Damn.
Listen to some. I don't really think about it, but once in a while, yeah, I definitely get that. Like, man, I could just go work at the government. And
I did that
fucking
shit too,
whatever.
bro. I worked security, man, at the casino.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did that for a while, and you know, doing night shifts, man, it just gets to you. And of course, I think about it
Night
sometimes.
shifts
like,
must be fucking
brutal. 12 hours, bro. 7 to 7. It was brutal. So what
At
I
a
do?
casino, too.
I would start off at 7.
ever find
I
dead
would
bodies?
work. What?
You ever find dead bodies? I've heard.
I've
I've heard people kill themselves in the casino parking lot.
There has been certain instances, yes. I've been with. Okay, so fuck. Should I say this?
I've been saying a bunch of stuff I shouldn't say. Not having fun.
Okay, well, Okay, I was in a couple life or death situations, heart attacks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was on 3 of those. 2 of them, I was pumping the person, you know what I mean, to start their heartbeat.
Performing CPR?
CPR, buddy. Okay,
Oh.
it was crazy. And the third person was an elder lady. She passed away on the spot, you know what I mean?
Wow.
We put the...
Wait, she just like...
Yeah, just getting out of her car, heart exploded. And you're kidding me? Why are you laughing, bro? No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
it's not funny.
No, it's not. Don't you dare, bro. And yeah, man, just shut the fuck up, Zach. And yeah, she passed away, bro. This is ridiculous, bro.
This might be hard to
Rest
cut.
in peace. But
Rest in peace,
it was
Julian.
crazy, man. We put the defibrillator on her, and it didn't recommend to shock.
It what?
It did not recommend to shock, so there was nothing going on.
Oh,
You know what I
wow.
mean? Yeah. So we had a couple situations like that, and someone did shoot themselves in the head in the parking lot, but they did survive though.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How do you fuck that up?
50 Cent, bro. You know what I
50
mean?
cent. That's different.
It's very different, but it does happen.
Wow.
Probably brain dead.
Ooh, that's not funny.
no,
That
I'd
doesn't sound
rather-
like, doesn't sound like survive to me.
No, you're right. But apparently, one of my I was on the scene later, but one of my friends who was there at the moment, my friend Cariel, shout out, huge Haitian dude who jocked.
Okay.
Anyway, he got at the scene, opened the door, and you could still hear the bullet ringing, bro. That's insane. Casino's a dark place, man.
I bet.
It's a dark place.
Yeah, I've only been once.
I've seen people waste their entire life savings away.
Yeah.
I've seen people, destroy their marriages. I've seen people, on the verge of killing themselves. I've seen people, crackheads. I've seen everything, bro. Casino was insane. It was a crazy work experience. I was like 19, like, ooh, I want to be a bouncer.
Yeah, there's free Diet Coke though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Worth
so,
it.
yeah.
I totally agree.
pretty good.
Yeah. Diet Coke's pretty good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Free
pretty
Diet
bomb.
Coke. The one time that I went to the casino, I was with my buddy Oliver. I did not have like any money
Free
to blow
coffee
on
and
that.
Diet Coke?
Literally, he was like, I want to gamble. We took a bit of Dexedrine, which is kind of like Adderall, So we were just hopped up on Dexedrine, going to the casino.
All jacked up on decks, bro.
All jacked up on decks. He's got fucking money to blow. I'm just ripping the black coffee and Diet Coke. And then he ends up being like up by $800. He's playing this one slot machine. It was like a sun based thing. So every time he won, we were like, praise the sun. We were having a great time. It was fucking sick. He's up 800.
Human sacrifice for the sun god.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super fun. And then he's like, not up 800, and I was like, hey bro, you're still up, whatever, catch out. And he's like, no, but it keeps winning, because like it was winning for like, I swear to God, for an hour and a half it kept going up. So obviously you get into your head, you're fucking winning. I had no money to lose. Praise the sun.
But that's what it's for.
I know. So then he like keeps dwindling it down. I'm like, bro, you're still up like $300. Cash out now.
out, bro.
He was like, no, man, no. And then he ended up being like down 300, and he wanted to fucking vomit afterwards. It's $300. It's not your life savings. You've seen so much worse.
But
there,
he
obviously.
had 800.
But I watched the whole thing happen, and like I hadn't been really interested in playing before that, and then even after that, I was just like, no.
Bro, people used to come up and say like, hey, that machine over there, that's going to pay. Like in about 5 minutes, it's going to go off.
You're like, of course.
Guys, slot machines are absolutely randomized, bro. If you don't think, okay,
course.
if you think that you know what's going on, it's not not randomized because they do have a little control, but then you'll never know
Yeah.
if the machine hits or not.
Yeah.
You'll never know, bro. You can't like,
This praise the sun machine was pretty good,
bro.
though,
You
man.
better praise the sun god,
Yeah,
man. You know
it
what I
was
mean?
fucking good for a good while.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Gambling is a hell of a thing. I gamble too now, but on football. And,
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Make some good money, but my girlfriend would beg to differ. I am pretty rough nowadays. It's been like 3
yeah.
weeks, bro. I am not hitting on anything.
What are you doing? What is it? Fantasy football? Or
No,
what
it's
is it?
so I
don't
bet
know
on
any of that
games.
works.
I bet on games. So fantasy football is like you draft your own team, you pick your own players and shit, and then like depending on what they do in the game, then you get like points and shit like that. That's way too much, bro. I don't go. Fuck.
I see. So
I
you're
just
just
bet
like,
like
these
okay,
guys will
this
win.
team wins tonight. Boom,
Right.
$20. You know what I mean? That's literally what I do. It's very
Okay.
caveman-esque. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, it's fun.
But you've made money with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah. I know. Super Bowl last year was really good. This year I am on a absolute cold streak. Yeah.
Who played last year?
Last year was Jesus Christ, dude.
I don't know shit. I remember once
Chiefs-
watching
Chiefs
Super
won
Bowl at
last
your
year.
place when we were
Chiefs-
kids.
yeah.
But I'm not a.
Chiefs won last year. Yeah. No. Where do you see Messora in the future, bro? Like in like 5 years? Like do you have a goal? Do you have like a long-term goal with that? for that?
I used to.
You
But
used to.
Yeah, but now, like I said, I kind of went through all this like personal and professional turmoil through COVID, you know, and I realized that what keeps me engaged with the project and what I find artistically satisfying isn't necessarily. I realize that artistically satisfying and commercially viable are not the same thing.
No, it's not.
And I myself, like, it's really essentially just me. I've got this drummer too now that we collaborate musically with. But when you're talking like everything administrative, everything PR wise, everything whatever, there's so many other elements to turning your art into a business if you want to, you know? And that used to be like my thing. I was like, I'm gonna be a rock star. I'm gonna do this thing, whatever. I don't have the team for it at the moment, at least. And right now, I'm trying to keep it grounded, stick to the basics, do what I find artistically satisfying. And then take a step at a time after that to get it, you know, do all the other professional stuff. But I don't have a plan now as I did before because it was so much pressure on me. It was stressing me the fuck out.
Okay, so
you know?
you're going with the flow.
I'm very much going with the flow in a way that may not be professionally viable, at least at the moment, but I get more satisfaction out of the project for now, at least, and that's what's important to me, you know? Because like, I was 19.
You're an artist first, right?
Yeah, and I was 19, and I was like doing this band, it was like starting to go well, and then I fucking at that age being like, man, this show wasn't as good as that one, and that's fucked because if my, you know, band and business is gonna have the trajectory that I want, it needs to do that, and like all that, like it was cluttering my head with so much nonsense that was not good for me, you know? So now to take a step back, I've made a couple albums that I like. I'm gonna keep making albums that I like.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's the step one, and I can figure out all the rest afterwards. But every time I start like planning all that, it fucking drives me crazy. So
People are trying to be too generic nowadays. They're trying to go for the clickbait.
big time. That's one thing I'm pretty happy with is of all.
You're not trying to be on TikTok, bro?
No, of all things that you can label my band and what I do, and of all the things you can
It is
say
not
about me,
generic,
it is
yeah.
not generic. It's very much my thing and what I want to do, and it's very different from what a lot of other bands and artists are doing. And with that, like I said, I'm satisfied. I'm happy doing my thing. And like I said, if at the end of the day, in 40 years, all I ever had was some guys once in a while in the street going, man, the fucking album of yours, I really love it, that's cool. That's cool enough. If that's all I get out of it. I'd like more, but if that's all it is, then great.
Life is good.
Then life is good.
What's your upcoming tours? What's your upcoming shows, sorry?
We're just playing tomorrow at the Dominion Tavern. Yeah, that's it. I don't think I have anything planned out because I realize this band is much more of a studio project for me than a live thing. Like I told you, I'd have more fun playing live when it's not my band. This takes a lot out of me. And after that, like if we're touring, like, I've done it before where like you plan like runs of shows and all that and whatever. But it's just I hate it. Everything that's not sitting down on my guitar coming up with music is annoying to me. And though like you kind of got to eat shit sometimes, like fuck, like I still like I'll work out even if I don't want to because you know it's good for you, whatever. I eat my vegetables, I read my books. But a lot of that kind of stuff, that administrative stuff, like, oh, I gotta go like plan a tour for 8 months ahead. It's not the part of it that I like. It's rough, bro. And it kind of like, with relation to the word Messora, muddles my mind with that stupid stuff where I'd like to be focusing on other things. So, you know, the live aspect of the band takes a hit, but it keeps me more focused on, like I said, like writing songs and doing studio stuff and all that.
Zach, thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you.
You're the fucking best, bro.
Thank you.
Hey, man, have a great show. And where can people, you know, listen to your shit?
Everywhere that you would listen to a normal band.
Hell yeah.
If you want to go on Bandcamp, you can buy a CD. You can download
Buy some
the
merch.
album, buy some merch. That's it. All your regular avenues.
I will be rocking your merch, and everything will be in the description below. Guys, thank you for listening. I'll see you next week, and you know, like, subscribe, share, and fucking tell a friend to tell a friend. Thanks,
Thank you
Zach.
very much.
Have a good night, bro.
See you.